Hey guys, welcome back to Heart Breathings and welcome to the very first video from my brand new apartment. So our family has rented a furnished apartment for the next 3 months and I never thought that would feel like so much of a luxury, but right now it feels so good to have a place that we can actually unpack our bags and kind of get settled for a little bit. And what it means is a settled, stable place to not only celebrate the holidays with our family, but to ring in a brand new year. And I don't know about you, but I could definitely use a fresh start and a new beginning in 2022. And I know there have been there's always every year things to be grateful for. And I hope that you feel the same way. But there have been a lot of transitions in our family this year, to say the least. There has been a lot of anxiety and a lot of things that I really want to put past me. There has also been a lot of personal growth, and I'm super grateful for that. And I'm hoping to take some time here at the end of the year to figure out what I want to carry forward with me. What are the lessons I really want to take forward into the new year? And what are the things that I just am ready to let go of, the things that are no longer serving me, the things that aren't working. And so I will have a couple more videos about that as I work through those things. But today is all about moving into the brand new apartment and creating a fresh start kind of feeling. So let's go into what that means to start preparing for a fresh start in 2022. So one of the first things in terms of creating a fresh start feeling for me is always preparing my space. So this is going to be the main part of this video today, is just carving out a space for myself in this apartment that feels like my creative work space. I have been carrying around my creative stuff like my lighting and my cameras, my computer, all of my planner stuff in bags. And so every single time over the last 3 months when I go to use something, I have to dig through a bunch of things and go and search for it and look for it. So I know that to create a real fresh start, I want to have a solid foundation, like a place that I can build from that feels safe, that feels like an inspirational kind of place as a jumping off board, so to speak. So that's what I'm going to work on first. When we first moved into this apartment, they did have a desk as part of the furnishing. They have one desk and it was out in the living room area and kind of in a space that is well trafficked. And I thought, this is definitely not going to work. And I know that sometimes they say not to bring your workspace into your bedroom, but this is really the only option for me right now, is to bring this space into my bedroom because it's the only place I'm going to have any kind of privacy from a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old who's doing homeschool. So I moved the desk into this bedroom. So this is my bed over here, my workspace over here. And I kind of claimed a small corner for myself. And you can see I'm filming this after it's already set up, but I'm excited to show you guys the whole process of shopping and deciding how I'm going to set it up and how I'm going to get my stuff organized in this temporary space. So let's start with the space. So I got a new blender and I have no idea if it's going to be a good one, but it's similar to the one that I had at home, which is the OfficeJet HP. And I have just trying to decide if I want to try and go find a Christmas tree today or tomorrow. So I need to decide that and then move on to the next place, which I think is going to be Home Goods. Okay, so I'm back at the apartment and all our stuff has been brought in. I bought a lot of stuff. I never found a Christmas tree, so I'll have to go back out and start looking for that tomorrow, but I'm excited to set up the space. So I got an OfficeJet Pro printer that I'm going to put on what was my nightstand, and then I got the Hudson white cart, which is what I had in my office back home. And in here is where I have set up the desk. So I will keep you guys updated on the progress. I'm going to put the printer there. I bought a 3-piece bookcase, which I think George is going to put together now, that'll go in that closet. And so I've got this stool is replacing that side table where the printer will go, so that I have a little bit more space here for my chair, which I didn't buy a chair yet. And then I got this cute little faux plant and some little accessories here. So I'm going to get to work trying to set everything up, but I think it's going to be a great little space. Okay, so good morning. I got a good night's sleep, and now I have moved everything that I purchased onto the bed so that I can try to figure out exactly how I want to set this up and how I want to do it. I've got a little Evie here on the floor hanging out, and I also, it's like I said, it's still a mess, but I have the bookcase in there, and I'm planning to, so I have an entire bag out here, that black bag there, that typically has all of my sort of like tech gear, my camera, all my chargers, everything like that. So I'm hoping to store that in there so that it doesn't stay in a bag, like my microphones and everything else. But this is kind of the baseline. So there's a smaller window and then a larger window, and I love having that light, and I think it'll be good for when I do videos to have that light on my face. So I think this will be good. And then since this desk only has this one small drawer of storage, I am utilizing this Hudson cart. I also bought this cute little faux plant from Target, and I think it just sort of adds a little bit of greenery to that section. This wall, hopefully the color is showing up pretty well, but it's a dark, it's kind of like a grayish blue. It's not quite navy. It just has that sort of slate gray sort of feel to it. I bought this stool also from Target. Both of these are from the Magnolia Home Collection, and I'm just using this to hold my 5-year journal, my tarot journal, my Kindle, and a little smoky quartz that I keep there. And I think that'll work out better. Then I've got over here amongst the mess, I have my paper down here, and I have my brand new printer. So I ended up getting the OfficeJet Pro 6978, and I will let you know how it turns out. But I have little drawers here from Target. This pink thing comes from Martha Stewart collection, Staples, and there's a little box there as well. I've got my planners, all my Hobonichis, and my little sort of writing journal. This also came from Target. It's just like a little letter holder or whatever, as did this, and it spins around, which I like. This is a little charger here, like a charger stand that you can plug in. And then I got some little accessories. I also got this Courageous Ray Dunn mug from Home Goods. Another good Home Goods find was these came in a 4-pack, and 2 of them are just like this. They're just plain clear ones. But the other 2 have these little troughs, these little separators. And I was very happy to discover that you can put washi tape in there, and it does fit. It's not going to hold a ton. Maybe it'll hold probably like 24 rolls maybe total of washi tape, but I don't have like ridiculous amounts with me. So I'm hoping that I can keep some of my washi in here. I think I'm going to use this for pins. And then I got this set of 6 baskets. Was only like $4 or $5, $4.99 I think. And it's very similar in color to this grayish blue. So I thought that would be nice in the Hudson cart as well, so that I can put washi tape or any of my little Post-it notes or like doodads and things like that, and just keep them in containers. Then I also got from Michael's this sort of like 3-tiered bin that is meant to specifically fit into their carts. And it does have an adjustable plastic piece that you can kind of move around to adjust the width of the sections. And it actually has 2 of these pieces, but playing around with it, I think I'm going to keep it like this so that I can put my Happy Planner books and some of my planners in here. So that's that. I also still have an order at Walmart and at Target to pick up a Christmas tree and a few other little things. But the biggest thing is I purchased a chair at Target. They didn't have one at the Target I visited yesterday, but there's another Target in the area. So I'm going to head to that one and pick up my chair. And then when I get home, I'm going to start putting all of this together. So I went to the wrong Walmart and I was like 15 minutes away from the actual Walmart I was supposed to be at. So the people were like, what's your name again? So I really messed that up, but now I'm in the right place. I picked up the right Walmart order and now I'm at Target. So drive up for the win. Okay, I think I actually have most of this set up the way that I want it. I'm very happy with how the desk looks, and I feel like this area is going to be functional. Let me show you my closet real quick. So there's still going to be work to be done in here, but I've mostly unpacked my bag, so I do still have some room down there if I find other things that I want to add to this section. But I have my gaming stuff, my camera stuff, all of my microphones and cords and everything there. So I feel like that's going to be a really good kind of out of the way space. The biggest thing with this is just I have to make sure that this door stays closed or Evie's going to get into all of that. I think this looks really good. I am going to tape up that cord in the back so that you won't be able to see it, but I think this is a cozy little spot. Here comes Evie as we speak. Hi. What you got?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur, are you listening to music? So the next part of my setup, which will be mostly the last parts, are that I'm going to use masking tape to tape some things to the wall, because in my experience, this does not pull paint off. So fingers crossed that's the same here. I've put a couple things like a December calendar and a Fortuna, Goddess Fortuna up here, but I want to put a few more pictures. And now that I have a printer, I can print some things out that will be kind of like a little vision board for me for the beginning of the year and what I'm hoping for. I do have a lot of my little crystals up here, and just to give you a better look at what I did here. Some of it, obviously, this is just kind of decorative, but I feel like it'll be really nice and functional. And you can see that I moved this little turntable there off the desk because I feel like it was going to take up too much room there, but I think it looks really cute there, and the pens are still accessible. And then I have my planners, some more highlighters and washi tape and stuff down here. So I think this is going to be really functional. But I started looking at what am I going to do with this Kanban board. I have my travel Kanban board, but ideally I want all of my stuff on the wall. That's what works best for me. This wall, as you can see here, is super textured. So even though I bought the super sticky notes, they won't stick on this paper or on this wall. And I have in the past, for my plotting wall, as you've seen, I've put up easel paper, like child's easel paper. And that has worked really well for me in the past. But I didn't want white paper on the wall just because I feel like this is a very like cozy, warm feeling space. And I thought it would look maybe better with some craft paper. So I got this roll of craft paper. It is very thin, and I think it's just for like wrapping packages, but I got it at Walmart for $2. So this was heavily on sale, and I just got super lucky. So I have cut out 3 pieces here of the brown paper that I think will look really nice, and I'm just going to try it. And then I'm going to cut down the super sticky notes to a smaller size, so they're that smaller kind of rectangle size, because I find that when I'm putting a ton of sticky notes on the wall, if I use this big size, they tend to get too heavy and then I can't see what I'm doing. So I like the smaller size, but they don't come in this size. So I'm going to cut them down, and I'm going to leave them overnight, and we're going to see how well it sticks. Obviously, we still have a few weeks left of 2021, so I'm not ready to set up my full Kanban board yet anyway, but next week is the HB90 bootcamp, and I'm planning to plan along with my students. So if you're looking for a fresh start, come join us. Registration closes on Sunday. So this is kind of how I'm planning out my fresh start. Fresh space, fresh vision board, and hopefully a better year in 2022. So let's try to get this Kanban board or this paper on the wall. Isn't that cute? I love this little space. I think it feels very cozy, and I love the paint on the wall. I want to ask them what color this is, because this like kind of slate gray or dark blue color is really calming, and I just feel like it creates a cozy getaway kind of retreat feel. And I really like this brown craft paper. I will link where I got it at Walmart, but I don't know if it's on sale everywhere. I just kind of got lucky. I'm very happy to be here and have a place that I can call my own. carved out for a little while. So now that my space is set up, now that things are clean and organized and I feel like I'm ready to create, part of the next thing that I love to do to prepare for a fresh start is really to create a plan for myself. And in order to do that, there's a series of steps that I've learned to take that work really well for me in terms of getting my mind in the right space for a fresh start. And the first thing is always to think about my big vision for my life. And I know this doesn't work for everybody. Some people just don't like to look far out into the future, and that's totally fine. Maybe you just want to focus on 2022 or just focus on the January or what you're going to do this month. But for me, I like to think about, where am I heading overall? Where's our family heading? What do I want my life to feel like? And how do I want to show up in the world? And so I have spent some time really thinking about that vision, and I'm going to keep working on that over the next few weeks as we head into the new year. And that also incorporates a lot of personal growth, which means taking a look back at this past year and saying, what did I learn? What did I learn about who I am and where my weaknesses are? What did I learn about the things from my past, the baggage that I still haven't worked through or healed from? And how can I start to take steps in the future to heal myself, to become my best version of myself? I know that's not really something that is attainable to like be your best self all the time, but how can I start taking steps towards that person that I want to be and a healthier version of myself in terms of my mental health? So what I've learned to do is really sit down and take stock of what's working and what's not working. I've talked about this before, but I really feel like it will serve me well to have a solid morning routine where I'm not checking my emails, I'm not seeing if anybody has said anything about me online, I'm not reading comments or letting anybody else into my head first thing in the morning, but instead I want to have sort of a grounding ritual, so to speak, in the morning. I really, really would like to get into yoga. This is something I've never been really very good at or drawn to, but for some reason, it's really helping me get through my anxiety right now. So I want to maybe sign up for a beginner's yoga class or start working on some, picking a playlist of videos like Yoga with Adriene or some other YouTubers here who have free yoga videos, and just start creating that as a basis for my morning routine, which is also going to mean trying to get up before my toddler gets up in the morning. So I might have to shift some of my schedule. So these are the kinds of things I really start to think about when it comes to a fresh start, is how can I find a balance between making changes in my life, but not expecting too much of myself. And I could go into this and talk about it forever, but the bottom line is that sometimes we know where we want to be and we know the things we want to do and accomplish, but we think that, or at least in my experience, I used to say, okay, January 1st, I'm going to change these. I'm going to get up this much earlier. I'm going to go to bed at this time. I'm going to do yoga every day. I'm going to eat perfect. I'm going to put out 5 videos. I would have all these things that I wanted to do. I'm going to write 3,000 words a day, and I'm going to be the perfect version of Sarah this year. And then on January 1st, I would just expect that some magical version of Sarah would just appear. And then I would become really disappointed in myself for not being able to stick to those goals and those habits. What I have learned over the past, decade of my life here is that it's not my fault, that it's just the fault of expecting myself to go and to close that gap between where I am and where I want to be in an instant, because that's just not how we work. For most of us, it's got to be incremental change. And so what I hope to do is really look at what's not working in my life, what I want to change, and how can I start today to start bringing some of that new me into my daily routine. So it's not going to be that I'm going to go to bed an hour earlier and get up an hour earlier and do yoga every morning. Maybe it's going to be that I get up 10 minutes earlier every day and I just sit down and do 5 minutes of yoga or breathing or stretches. And that's all I'm going to do. It's just that one simple change. And then in a month, I might start getting up 30 minutes earlier and doing a full video 3 times a week. But instead of expecting myself to close that gap and then being disappointed when I can't do it, I'm gentler with myself and I say, okay, these are the things I'm going to slowly begin to add, and I'm going to pat myself on the back every single day I do it, and I'm not going to beat myself up when I can't do it. So it's really a matter of meeting myself where I am and loving myself through the process rather than being disappointed in myself through the process. So this has been a big part of my own personal journey. And then the next part is just figuring out what isn't working and starting to eliminate some of that. So like I said, even if I can't get up and do all the yoga, I know that it's not working for me to reach for my phone very first thing, because I feel like it's all about mental health. And as long as I'm happy and I'm strong and I'm facing the day with a good outlook toward the day, then I'm stronger to face some of those other things that may come up. So for me, that's a big part of my focus. So creating a space that feels good and creative, creating a plan that takes into consideration where I am now versus where I want to be, and then meeting myself where I am and understanding that it's just about tiny little incremental changes that will eventually lead to more joy and more happiness. Like over the past decade, I have completely turned my life around, like completely over the last, 10 to 15 years. And I know that I'm not going to change my whole life by January, but maybe by this time next year, I could have made some changes that will really pay off in the long run. So that's how I'm preparing for a fresh start. If you want to join me, the HB90 Bootcamp, where we do look at that vision and we think about priorities and we start making an actual plan for here's where I want to be, and then here's how I'm going to get there with tiny little baby steps, then I would love for you to join us. We start on Sunday, so it's coming up, and I would love to see you in there. I'll put all the information down below. Next Saturday, also, we are going to do a 2022 Plan Your Writing Schedule live stream like we've done for the past few years, where we're going to take a look at the entire year of 2022 and kind of plan out what writing projects you think you might want to work on. So that'll be super fun. I'm going to try to have that download in the HB Resource Library for you to go ahead and grab for free by Monday. So go in there and give it a check, or check my Instagram stories. I'll put my Instagram handle for you down below if you want to follow me there. But I'll try to have that up by Monday, and then on Saturday you can have it printed and ready to go, and we will plan together. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to a fresh start, how you're getting ready for a fresh start. I will have some more fun videos coming up before the start of the year, like my 2022 planner lineup, and hopefully we will still get in a December notebook challenge, and we'll kind of talk about the future of the notebook challenge coming up. So, all right, love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support over these past few weeks. I cannot even express to you how much it means to me. Thank you for still being here, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.